everyone, and welcome to StarLight TV. My name is Esther Isah Bila, your host, and today my guest is a lovely young lady. Her name is Esther Isah Bila. Esther is a medical student here in Gombe State University in the northern part of Nigeria. She is also the founder and initiator of BMH, which is Be My Hand Initiative. So Esther, you are very much welcome to StarLight TV.
Thank you very much. It's nice being here.
We are glad to have you also. So can you just tell us a little about you? Can we know just more about you? Who is Esther?
As you rightly said, I am a 500 level medical student at Gombe State University, and I am the only daughter of three. I am indigenous of Gombe from Kaltingo local government. Aside being the founder, Be My Hand Initiative, I'm also a student leader. I serve as the treasurer of Gombe State Medical Students Association, Nigeria.
So Esther, we just want to know, when did Be My Hand first started, and also what inspired you to start Be My Hand Initiative?
Well, Be My Hand started in 2019, and what really inspired me when we started was the culture of helping one another. I was opportune to be on an exchange program with the Kennedy Lugar Youth Exchange and Study in the United States, 2014-2015. In my stay there for over 10 months, I noticed that the society was growing because people were willing to help. So organizations were running because people were helping. And they were just volunteering without being paid for. It was just a culture of helping and patriotism for the society. So what we hope to build in BMH is that culture of helping, that culture of assistance, that culture of patriotism towards one another as humans, so that we can grow a nation together.
Yes, that's quite lovely. So I think you've said what I wanted to just ask now, like the vision behind BMH. Was the actual vision that you have behind BMH? Because now I know that your focus is on girls, mostly girls, but do you have a broader vision about it, or was the main actual vision behind BMH?
Yes, so one of our focus, as you said, is girls. It's not the only thing, the only focus. BMH has reached out to young adults in secondary schools on career issues. We are going to embark on that very soon, where we go to secondary schools to address issues around drug abuse and teenage pregnancy and all of that. BMH also reached out to special education students, that's the students with hearing impairments and visual impairments, among a host others. But one of the priorities is the girls, because girls have special needs, we all know. Usually people think, what's the fuss about girls? But we all know that girls have special needs. And one of the drive when we started was concerning hygiene, menstrual hygiene. So that's more like our signature projects, really. But there are broader views, reaching out to the less privileged. We cover a whole lot. Depending on what is the contemporary issues in the society, we study the society and see what is the prevailing issues, what are the contemporary issues at a particular time. So that drives the project. Yes, with Patrick's word in Federal Teaching Hospital, to encourage them, to let them know that there's hope. We believe that just that touch, you could do out of your own. If I do it, somebody else does it, we change the world. So yes, BMH does a lot more than that, but that's our signature project.
Yes, I think you mentioned something concerning drug abuse also. I feel that especially here in the northern part of Nigeria, this is a topic that has been talked about over and over again, and we think we need more people and we need more awareness on issues like this, especially drug abuse and also other issues that are disturbing us here. And so moving forward, I just want to know how many girls have benefited from this project, and also so far, have you actually have you reached a certain level of expectation that you have for yourself?
Well, over 800 girls have benefited from Pad a Girl campaign. Like I said, we started 3 years ago. And actually, I will say that we have reached out to more than my expectation was, but now I have a new burden to reach out to more. So yes, I want us, when we started, we started small, but now looking at it, I think we can go big. The joy will be when we can cover the whole of Gombe State. We settle more in the rural areas than Gombe Metropolis. So we go out there because those girls we believe need it more. So in the previous 2 years, we've given sanitary pads alongside menstrual hygiene seminars. But this year we taught reusable pads. So they're like affordable, rewashable pads, something the world is moving on to. The World Health Organization, UNICEF, endorse it. And for me, when we started, I had the burden that we wanted girls to be more aware of their physical bodies, to take care of themselves more. Being a medical student, of course, I learn about diseases and all of that, and I get to see patients. And most of these girls actually have what is preventable just by knowledge. So I thought, why not? We have this knowledge, we're being taught. It won't cost us so much. If it will, we'll ask for help so we can teach them how to prevent all of this by just basic hygiene, which is not a subject because mostly shy culture in the African society.
It's especially here in the northern part of Nigeria, there are some things that people shy away from talking about.
That's not one of the topics we talk about really. Yes. And so that's what we started with, and we were able to teach girls that. But then I now found out that, moving on for hygiene or period poverty, because our major concern also was that a lot of these girls can't afford sanitary pads. But then aside that, this also impinges on the productivity of girls. So a lot of girls actually, potentials in them, opportunities, things they could engage in, they're restrained from because of lack of proper knowledge, especially around menstruation. So take for example school. You can have, if a girl will miss, because most of them miss school while on period, if she will miss 5 days in a month, because periods is monthly. So in a term of 3 months, she has missed like 15 days of school. That will make up 20% of her attendance. So at least a girl, an average girl on her period, misses 20% of school days. Definitely, her school performance
will be low.
And a lot of them don't go out for any social gatherings or things that would develop their confidence, self-esteem. So it means that withdrawal actually affects their productivity. So somebody might think what the fuss about menstrual hygiene, but it goes beyond the physical health. So it's more like half of the population of the country potential is not really tapped to the maximum.
So these particular girls we are talking about, they are girls who are in the rural areas, or is it also those in the urban areas?
This is really for girls who even have access to schools. Yes, because girls in rural areas might have a non-functional school, or maybe the school is like 100 kilometers away, and their parents would rather have them go to the market than go to school.
Or go to the farm.
Yes, or go to the farm. So, but for girls that are opportunity to go to school, most of them actually skip school during this period. Yes, for fear of embarrassment and all of that. They don't feel comfortable. Something you don't know so much of, you can't cope with very well. They believe when I go inside people, I become stinky or something, especially because of poor menstrual hygiene management. Yes, and then some of them feel it's a shameful thing. There are a lot of cultural myths and stereotypes around periods. So girls feel it's a taboo. So the concept of the reusable pad is actually because of the economic situation of the country right now. Things have gone from bad to worse.
A pad right now, one pad
is
like
about 1,200 last month. That was last month.
Imagine someone who uses 2 or 3 in a
that's
month.
for 2. For single, it would be like 700. For somebody that uses 1. Yes.
You hardly even find someone that uses 1. Mostly
that's true. Mostly we use 2
in a month.
And you think in this period, if I would get even 500, I wouldn't be thinking about sanitary pads. I'll be thinking about food. So we thought, since we don't go to this village every month, villages to supply these things, what could we do this year differently to actually have them, you know, cope with menstrual hygiene despite the condition, and even have like a sort of empowerment for them. So we came up with this idea. We checked it. It's something that has been done by UNICEF and World Health Organization. So we researched and we learned how to make reusable pads. So after learning, we trained people in BMH. We trained ourselves, and then we go there. We teach them how to make it also, because we don't give them only because we want them to also learn, so that even if we're not around, and they need to, it will be sustainable. And some of them that sew and have this tailoring business, they can turn it into an empowerment where they supply to the girls at a cheaper rate. And yes.
Okay. So moving forward, you teach these girls how to make these pads, and they make it. So far, have there been girls who were able to make these pads for themselves and also use it?
Yes. So when we go for the project, like the one we had earlier in March, the whole community, we asked for all women in the community, young girls and older women, and we thought everybody makes her pad herself. So it's more like a practical session. As we teach about menstrual hygiene management, then after that we teach how to make the reusable pad. So each person makes her own pad, has her own materials. So after making the public, and surprisingly, people, especially in Gombe State and across Nigeria, respond yes to this. So that's basically how we raise funds. This year we raised over 200,000 online. Yes, it was really amazing. I was really surprised. People actually have the hearts and are interested, in this. And that made me happy. So one of the challenges is because we are not registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission yet. We are registered with the State Ministry of Youth and Development, but a lot of grants are limited. They meet the requirements of that CAC registration. Yes. But I didn't want us to wait until then, because why not when we can still help girls and we have the license? Yes. And then people are responding. But that's the major challenge, raising funds. Then another challenge is getting hands, volunteers, because you have to train people. Yes, and then when we go, we have like 200, 250 girls. So you have like over like 20 girls to one person. And then each girl has to make a pad. So it becomes tedious for us. But we have more and more people coming in, so hopefully that will be sorted out. Yes.
Okay, so I also want to ask, how do you balance being a medical student and also having to do this project, having to do a lot of things in BMH? How do you balance all this?
You know, one thing in life, they say you always make time for priority. So it's a passion for me, especially with girls. I myself have had experience of not being able to have sanitary pads while on period, and I've seen situations where girls, you know, get embarrassed in public, and I've seen the withdrawal, a lot of girls refrain from programs, from things. Yes, so it's more like a drive for me. So that alone drives me, and to do more. And then it's really just planning. Usually when you plan very well, you find out that there are amazing things you can do in 24 hours.
That's right. That's right. That's very good. I think, you know, a lot of people say the difference between those that are doing and those that are not doing anything is just how they plan their time and how they make best use of their time. So thank you very much, Esther. We are so glad to have you. We are so glad to, you know more about BMH, know more about Paddy Girl. We've learned about that you can make your own reusable pads. And we hope to see more and more of that. And also, before I wrap it up, should we expect more, or this is just it?
Yes, you definitely should expect more. As we're growing, we're learning, we're unlearning, we're relearning. So yes, we're going to expand, more projects to come, and even this, we're going to expand it. The more we keep learning, the more we keep getting more. So let me not ruin the surprise. Let me wait for you to see it.
Okay, so thank you very much, Esther. We've really learned a lot here. Thank you. We are so glad you came. We are so glad you were able to talk to us. And so it's a wrap from me here at StarLight TV. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on this YouTube channel, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.